Introducing peaceful protester, Kelley.
Hello, and welcome to my TV show on the YouTube network. Peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless here on the Santa Monica 3rd Street Promenade in California. That's right, in Santa Monica, California, where I am standing up for the rights of poor people just to exist in Santa Monica, California, and standing up for the rights of poor people even during a time when the country is in a little bit of tumult, a little bit of roller coaster, a little bit of up and down. Hey, Ethan, did you, I hope you sold before the tumult and you bought some more today. Did you buy yesterday or today? Because I tell you, I took out a couple $100,000 and I bought just yesterday, and I'm telling you, it paid off. It really did. I took my money out of my Bitcoin. I took my money out of my Bitcoin just before it went below 100,000, and then I used all of that money just recently because I knew there was going to be a little impact with this tariff shenanigans. So I took some money out, and I took it out of the market, just before last week, and then I put it back in just yesterday, and I'm telling you, if you had the foresight to do that, then you are wise. Did you do that, Ethan? How are the tariff wars affecting you, Ethan? That's right. Not too many of my poor friends have really been too frantic about this whole tariff situation. They're just trying to figure out how to live from day to day. And for my rich friends who the tariff crisis has been a huge problem, I'm sorry, but you have to know that Trump will find a way to make his rich friends richer. That's not going to be a problem. You're not going to have to worry about the stock market under Trump. It will come back because he's standing up for the rich. But what we need is some people who will stand up for the poor. What we need are some people right here in California, some bona fide liberal progressives that will stand up for the poor and the homeless right here in California. We've got today our governor, our two-faced governor, Newsom. He said, they can always count on us as a steady trade partner. What are you talking about, Governor Newsom? Where's the $24 billion that you were given to house the homeless? Instead of housing the homeless, you sided with the ultra-conservative Supreme Court and others who would criminalize homelessness. So I hope nobody's going to be throwing Newsom's name out as a presidential candidate, because he has shown that he doesn't stand for poor people and he doesn't stand for real progressive ideals. We need leaders who actually want to lift poor people out of poverty, who want to stand up for the rights of poor people to survive in this richest, most powerful country in the world, and not kowtow to every rich person that's out there. Not kowtow to Elon Musk when he wants to take off and land from our airports here and our air bases here in California. Governor Newsom actually said, I side with Elon Musk. That's what he said when the California Coastal Commission was talking about how they didn't want Elon Musk to just have his way taking off and landing from Edwards Air Force Base here in California. They said, we might have to look at your record a little bit, how you've been doing with all of the environmental standards and such. We need leaders who want to stand up for poor people and lift people out of poverty. Like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That's right. Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, the test of our progress is not whether we add to the abundance of those who have much. The test of our progress is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. That's right. Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, "The test of our progress is not whether we add to the abundance of those who have much. The test of our progress is whether we provide enough for those who have too little." So, right now in the United States of America, the test of our progress is not great. We need to stand up for the poor. We need to stand up for those poor kids going to school right here in California that are ranked 40th in the nation in public education. We need to spend more money on our public education right here in California. We need liberals and progressives to get behind spending the money now. Too many are saying, well, we're going through we got a little deficit happening here in California. We're going to have a deficit here in Los Angeles County and in California, the state of California, so we can't spend more money on housing the homeless or spend more money on education for the poor. Well, that's what you have to do. We are ranked 19th in spending on public education here in California. That's right. In the whole country, we are ranked 19th in spending. We are talking about the 5th largest economy of the whole wide world, and we are ranked 19th in spending in California. And we're ranked around 40th in outcome of public education here in California. That is a sad state of affairs, state of California. We need some real progressive leaders who will stand up and say, listen, we can show that government can help lift people out of poverty. We can show that government can help people have a decent place to live. We can show that government can help poor kids have a good public education. We can show that everybody here in California can have good quality health care, whether they're rich or poor. We can do these things if we have leaders that will lead in that direction and not try to please every other rich person that comes through the door or every trend that goes. We need leaders who believe in lifting people out of poverty and making things better for everybody, and not worried about, oh, the tariffs are up or down or this or that, all our economy. Don't worry about the rich people's economy. Worry about what we're going to do with the money that we do have. In California, we're the 5th largest economy in the whole wide world. Use the money that you have now to lift your people out of poverty. And raise taxes on the rich. 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 That's right, California, you have about 170 or I don't know. You have more billionaires than any state in the whole union, and you have more homeless people than any state in the whole union. You or New York, go back and forth. We have to stand up. And that's what tariffs are. They're taxes on trade. And we need to raise the taxes on the rich people here. We need to put the tariffs on the rich people right here in California. So many people say, well, if you raise taxes on the rich people, then they're going to leave California, and what'll you do then? I'll say, bye-bye. Let's get some people in here who believe in human rights. That's what all tariffs should be based on anyway. With other countries, we should base our tariffs, the amount we charge them for tariffs, on the human rights that they show. If a country has good human rights, we should charge them less tariffs. If they're not using slave labor, if they're treating their people well, we shouldn't charge them as much as the others. But first, we have to stand up for human rights right here in the United States of America. We have to stand up for human rights right here in California. We have to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica. We have to build more affordable housing. We have to make sure that everybody can have a decent place to live, food to eat, health care, and a good public education. That's right. That ain't too much to ask in the richest, most powerful country in the world, in this 5th largest economy of California. We can do better, and we need to tell our leaders to stand up. And they need to raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich. That's right. I know it's a simple song, but it's a good one, and one that we need to teach our leaders, our public servants, especially right here in California, right here in Santa Monica. You know, people, you know, everybody, we're looking for leaders who really have something to say, that can actually show the government can help lift people out of poverty, that can help. Thank you, peace. We need the people that want to stand up for human rights in our government. We need people who will spend more money on public education, so we spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. You know, we spend about $105,000 per incarcerated person. We spend $19,000 or so on each public school student. So we spend about $19,000 a year on each public school student, and we spend over $105,000 a year on each incarcerated person. So we need to spend a lot more money on education, so we spend less money on incarceration. But we certainly don't need to be thinking about sending United States citizens that are incarcerated into another country to have them tortured or treated however. We have laws in this country, and for our president to suggest maybe we should start sending all of our bad guys over to some other country and have them held in prison there. Have them imprisoned in places like El Salvador or other places. Now, nobody wants criminals on our streets, and certainly criminals from other countries that are not supposed to be here. We don't want them on our streets. But we need to stand up for the rights of those people that have been used and abused for their labor. People that have been used for their labor for generations and not have been given their rights. We need to stand up for their rights to be and exist. We need to stand up for their rights to a good pathway to citizenship and not try to ship everybody to some other country. Because a lot of people are, and we certainly don't need to talk about sending our incarcerated population here in the United States, citizens that are incarcerated, to other countries. That is just cruel and inhumane. That's part of the way of thinking that everything should be privatized, that we should make a profit off of everything. It costs too much for us to keep our prisoners here in the United States, so we should ship them to other countries where they'll hold them for less money. We need to get rid of privatized prisons all over this country. The idea of making a profit off of prisons is a terrible thing. We need to take a loss on people that commit crimes, because it's a loss to our society when it happens. So we need to make sure that people aren't making a profit. If you have people making profits off of prisons, if you make people making a lot of money off of private prisons, they're going to want to keep their private prisons full, aren't they? They're going to want to make sure that they got somebody coming through the door every minute so they can count a little more money off, right? And the more prisoners they get, the more. We already have the largest prison population in the whole wide world. And we're not the largest population here in the United States of America. And we have the largest prison population in the whole wide world. Now, California has determined that we will get rid of privatized prisons, for-profit prisons, people making money off of prisons. We're going to get rid of that in California by 2028. That's still the goal. I hope it's moving in that direction. And we need to tell our leaders, yes, we don't need privatized prisons here in California. It's already imbalanced enough. It's already enough of a system that has its problems. It is 10 times more likely for a young black man to go to prison in California than a young white man. That is a shame. We need to spend more money on education, so we spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, so we spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. That's right. We need to spend more money on those low-income area schools. Keep spending, putting more money and services into those low-income area schools until the rich people want to send their kids to those schools. Then you will know you have done enough. That's right. When the people from Beverly Hills want to start sending their kids to South Central, you'll know we've done enough to bring up those schools in South Central and over in the Valley and other places where they're not spending enough money on schools, where the kids are dropping out at record numbers. We have to do a better job of lifting people out of poverty if we want to show the progressive government that democratic progressive government can work and is a good option. Because otherwise you just got rich people battling back and forth about what's the best way to do our trade? What's the best way for us to make more and more money? We gave our governor $24 billion, and they're doing an audit on that, trying to figure out where it all went. It was supposed to build housing for the homeless, housing and services. I was just talking with a friend here a little earlier. He works for the city of Santa Monica. He's on a list to get some low-income housing. But right now, he's staying in one of these shelters. And, well, I shouldn't say one of these shelters. There's only one shelter in Santa Monica, only one real shelter that you can get in. And he had an in, so that he got in there because he has a job with the city. That's what the city will get. Into one of these shelters where he said there's a lot of people tweaking and a lot of people having substance abuse problems, substance abuse disorders, and a lot of people that have some mental disabilities in these shelters. And we need more people. We need to spend more money on people, healthcare professionals that can work with these people, whether it's substance abuse disorders or mental disabilities. Because not all homeless people have substance abuse disorders or mental disabilities, and not all people that have those disorders are homeless. We have about 42 million people in this country who have a substance abuse disorder of some sort. And we have about 40% of our population taking some sort of medication for some sort of mental disability. You can check those numbers. I think they're out there, but if you have some more information, please feel free to share it with me. I like to learn about what's going on. We have to keep working towards a better day for everybody. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity, good quality health care for the poor and for everybody, housing the homeless, good public education. We can do great things. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking for the day when the clouds all roll away, but we better work on peace on earth down here. When will we see that day of peace? When When will that day of peace arrive? We'll keep waiting by and by for it to fall out of the sky, but we better work on peace on earth to help our children survive. Peace, oh peace, peace. Let's stand up and work for peace. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking for the day when the clouds all roll away, but we better work on peace on earth down here. Peace, oh peace, peace. Let's stand up and work for peace. Hey! When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking for nirvana, but I think we just might wanna work on peace on earth down here. How you doing tonight? Peace, oh peace, peace. Let's stand up and work for peace. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We can ask the universe to get rid of this war curse, but we better work on peace on earth down here. Peace, oh peace, peace. Let's stand up and work for peace. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep waiting by and by for it to fall out of the sky, but we better work on peace on earth. We better work on peace on earth. We better work on peace on earth down here. Woo! That's right, we got to keep working towards a better day for everybody. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. Stand up for human rights all around the world. That would be a great way to base our trade on human rights. But first we have to show that we stand for human rights right here in the United States of America and right here in California. We have to show that we're different right here in California. We can't have so many people sleeping in the streets and doing without and say that we believe in human rights. You can't have people living outside with a lower life expectancy because they're living out without a place to live, and say that you're talking about environmental needs. When we talk about the environment, we're talking about the environment for human beings. That's the ones we want to save it for, to make it better for human beings to survive. After we're gone, some other species will take over if that's the case. But right now, we need to work to make sure that human beings can survive in this climate crisis. That's why we're going to need to build more housing right here near the ocean, because the scientists say that the air quality is going to be better right next to the ocean, and the temperature is going to be much better for human beings to survive. And of course, the water supply is going to be there, whether you build the desalination plants or desalinization plants. I've heard it said different ways, but desalination plants or not, you got a big bunch of water right over here, and we need to use it if we can. If we have to. If we have to, that'll be a good source of water, wouldn't it? But we need to make sure that we build enough housing for human beings right here. You know, Santa Monica hasn't grown in the last 54 years. In 1970, Santa Monica had a population of 88,000. Today, Santa Monica has a population of about 89-some thousand. There are a few different figures, but that's about the area, 89 point something. So while the rest of California grew by 20 million people, Santa Monica, the population of Santa Monica grew by less than 2,000. So they haven't done their job in building affordable housing, have they? They've been part of this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis. So they have to show that they want to be part of the solution and not part of the housing problem. Too often they fight against building any affordable housing here in Santa Monica. Everybody says, well, we want to help the poor people. We want to help people that are living on the streets, but we want to help them somewhere else. We don't want to help them in our community because we got to worry about our property values. We don't want our property values to go down. That's what they're worried about. That's what so many people are worried about. What about these tariffs? They're going to make it harder for us to buy our caviar and our wines and things like this. It's going to make it harder for poor people to buy their knickknacks at Walmart, I know. But maybe, hey, for all you people that really believe in building and buying locally, this will be the perfect time, huh? Building and buying locally, why don't we build some more affordable housing locally? What about that? Building and buying locally, making sure that people that are living on your streets can build and buy locally. We're going through these permit systems right now. We're trying to update these permit systems in Los Angeles to make sure that we can build the houses faster from the fires. I hope they will try to use that to build some more affordable housing for poor people.
Amen.
But amen. Thank you. Peace. We need to do that. We need to keep building affordable housing, especially right here in Santa Monica. Good to see you, Jerry. Peace. Anyway, we need to tell our leaders, if you want to show that you're different than those people that would privatize every sort of function that government does, then show that government can do things right where you are. Right here in Santa Monica, that government can lift people out of poverty, that government can raise taxes on vacant buildings and buildings that are used for tourism and for speculation and the such. We need to repurpose a lot of buildings that are vacant right now, right here in Santa Monica. We got way too many people sleeping in the streets, and we need to stand up for their rights to have a decent place to live. See the people living in the street, ain't got no money, ain't much to eat. They're not too proud to take your crust of bread, just looking for some place to lay their weary heads. What's the problem that brought them here? The story's long and it isn't very clear. So many roads lead to the street, just looking for some place to lay their tired feet. I ain't saying they ain't done wrong. I ain't saying didn't help to bring it on. I'm just saying there must be somewhere they belong, and they're looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Hey, here comes Coco. Hey, Coco. Coco, you got a place to sleep tonight? You gonna have a place to sleep tonight? Are they gonna clean you up and charge you up and everything? You gonna be okay? Because there are homeless human beings sleeping in the streets. Homeless human beings sleeping in the streets while you have a place to go and get charged up and cleaned up, Coco. Tell your owners. That's right. Coco's doing a job. I know Coco's working hard, but other people are working hard, and they have to figure out a place to live. Coco doesn't have to worry about a place to live or whether it has electricity. They're going to make sure Coco's taken care of. Coco won't ask them for a raise. Coco won't ask for bathroom breaks. Coco will do exactly what its owners and its employers tell it to do. But we have human beings that are sleeping in the streets, even right here in Santa Monica, while we have these driverless cars and we have these robots going around delivering food and such. All sorts of automated things all around the country. We have warehouses filled with servers and computers of all sorts, robots, artificial intelligence. They are all being taken care of, cleaned up, charged up. They're going to have all their circuits checked to make sure everything is just right in room temperatures, nice, so they won't have any problems running. And we have human beings sleeping in the streets. Yeah. That's what we have here in the United States of America, and here in California, and here in Santa Monica, California. Right here in Santa Monica, we have many corporate headquarters. Then we have poor people sleeping in the streets. That ain't the way it should be. We need to tell our leaders to build more affordable housing right now. Don't just house your toys. We got too many rich people's toys making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people's toys, making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. Yeah, that's right. They're going to find ways to make it easier for rich people to have their toys doing jobs all around the country and make sure that their toys are taken care of while more and more people are getting pushed out into the streets. We need some leaders who believe that human beings should have rights just because they're human beings. We don't need to stand up for the rights of rich people's toys, robots, artificial intelligence. They'll do fine. They got those rich people looking out for them. What do you say? Ethan, you getting ready to take off?
Stop spending all that money on those toys and start using it to build housing for people. That's what I say.
All right, Ethan Hyatt.
Heck with the robots, heck with all the warehouses. Start building housing for people. Jeez.
Thank you, Ethan Hyatt.
Yeah, man.
You have a good night.
Heck with the Cocos and all those things. Start using that money to build housing for people that need housing. That's what I'm going to say.
Thank you, Ethan Hyatt.
Yeah,
good to see you. You have a great night. Because we've done a very good job of being kind to the wealthy. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy.
Well, there's people out here in the street.
That's right. The people, working people and people out on the streets. Those are the people. There are people working jobs that are still living in the streets. And that ain't right. There's too many people sleeping in their cars all around California, all around Los Angeles, all around Santa Monica, sleeping on the streets and in their cars. A lot of these people have jobs. They can't afford a place to live. We got to change that.
The CEOs of these companies can more than afford to take a pay cut and give some of that money to the workers so they could have a place to live.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
We've done too much spending too much time benefiting rich people's toys, making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people's toys, making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. That's right. Those rich people's toys, they're doing quite well. They get a place to get charged up and cleaned up and taken care of. All of their needs are met, and then poor people are sleeping in the streets. Why is that? Those rich people's toys aren't going to go on strike, are they? They're not going to ask for a bathroom break. They're not going to ask for a raise. They'll just keep those rich people's toys, those driverless cars, those little robot boxes, those artificial intelligence. They can treat them however they want. They don't have to be kind to them. They just have to make sure that they are charged up and cleaned up and work. That's more kind than a lot of employers are to their employees. At least they make sure that they have a decent place to get charged up and cleaned up, and a place to have the dust cleaned off of them, in a nice room temperature room. That's right. They got rich people's toys, making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. That's right. We gotta stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica, all around the world. But start right where you are, wherever you are. I'm right here in Santa Monica, and I'm telling the leaders right here in Santa Monica to stand up for human rights. That's why I have to thank the Santa Monica City Council, the new Santa Monica City Council. They got rid of the law that criminalized sleeping bags and bedrolls for homeless human beings here in Santa Monica. I thanked them at their meeting a couple weeks ago. I said, thank you. It's a step in the right direction, a step towards human rights. And it's not a huge step, but it's a good step. Every step towards human rights is a step in the right direction. So we need to build more affordable housing here in Santa Monica, and they need to come to the place where they say, listen, we got almost 200 acres of land opening up in 2028, where the Santa Monica Airport is. We need to use some of that land for housing. Affordable housing, housing for people that work in Santa Monica, housing for homeless people, housing for low-income people. We need to build more affordable housing. If you want to have a vibrant democracy, you have to make sure that your poor people can have a decent life so they can get involved in your democracy. Have a good night, Ethan. Good to see you. Peace. That's right. So we need Santa Monica to be part of the solution and not continue to be part of the problem. You need to build more affordable housing, Santa Monica. Back in 1944, the great President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he gave a speech called The Second Bill of Rights. We need a leader like Franklin Delano Roosevelt today. He wasn't perfect. Nobody is. But he stood up for the poor people. And I know that when my grandparents, my father's mother and my father's mother and father, and my mother's parents, when they heard about Franklin Delano Roosevelt dying, they cried because he stood up for the poor. He did great things for the poor and the working poor. In 1944, he gave a speech called The Second Bill of Rights. In this speech, he said, "It is time for a second Bill of Rights, where every American has the right to a decent place to live. Every American has the right to a job that pays a living wage. Every American has the right to health care. And every American has the right to a good education." And he was talking about public education, of course. This was in 1944, and we still haven't reached those goals yet today. We need to make sure that our leaders stand up for the rights of human beings to survive and thrive as we work towards a more perfect union, as we work towards a better day for everybody, not just the rich and the powerful. The rich and the powerful don't really need a government. The rich and the powerful are doing fine on their own. They have their own security forces, they have their own islands, they have their own space races, they have their own currencies. They don't need a government. It's the poor and the working poor that need a government to stand up for their rights. And that's why we need to tell our leaders right here in Santa Monica, stand up for the poor, build affordable housing, show that you stand for the human rights. Well, if you're saying that this federal government is going the wrong direction, which most of us agree here, then show that there's a difference. Show that we can have people lifting up people out of poverty. Show that democratic government can work. Beautiful night out here. We'll come through, we'll come through. A better day is on its way for me and you, and we'll come through. We'll come through, we'll come through. Any day, skies are gray, and we'll come through. And times are bad, and I know people are suffering, and so many loved ones are sad, but we'll come through. 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 Better day is on its way for me and you, and we'll come through. And now times are tough, and I know those who are suffering, we can't ever help you enough, or something like that. We'll come through. We'll come through. We'll come through. We'll keep working at it. Better day for everybody. Oh, we'll come through. We'll come through. Any day, skies of gray will turn blue, and we'll come through. We will come through. 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 We'll come through. Yeah. We'll come through. Oh yes, we will. We'll come through. That's right. We got to keep working on a better day. Don't throw your hands up in the air and say, there's nothing we can do. It's all over. No. Like John Lewis said, do not get lost in the sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Thank you, peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, of a week, of a month, or a year. Our struggle is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise, to get in some good trouble, some necessary trouble. And of course, he was talking about peaceful protest, because that's what they did during the civil rights marches. John Lewis and Martin Luther King Jr. and others, to make positive change in this country. And we need to keep working towards positive change today. We need to keep standing up for peaceful protest. If you are out there peacefully protesting, I stand with you. I don't care if I agree with you or not. I stand with your right to peacefully protest. But if you're out there and vandalizing or spreading hate, threatening lives, or calling for somebody to be assassinated or any of that sort of thing, I stand against you. And you need to be shouted down. We need to stand up against people who would say, let's assassinate this person or that person. We need to stand up against people who would promote that kind of talk. We need to stand up against people who would vandalize property to make their point, or hurt people to make their point. We need to stand up for peaceful protest and debate. That's what this country is about. The First Amendment of our Constitution, we should celebrate it every day of the week. The First Amendment of our Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That's right. They can't make any law that says it gets behind any religion, and they can't make a law that keeps people from expressing their religion and exercising their religious beliefs. and that's beautiful. You have the right to believe I'm going to hell, but you cannot send me there or try to send me there. That is your right to believe I am going to hell, and many others. But it is not your right to help send me there or anybody else. So Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech. And that's why I get to speak against your religion if I don't like it. I can speak against authority, and there's nothing more American than speaking against authority, than peacefully protesting. Get out there and peacefully protest. Speak up. Speak for your rights. Speak about your religion, your beliefs. Speak about what you think this government should do. Speak about your disbeliefs. Speak about what you think our government shouldn't do. You have the right to do these things and use those rights right here on this public promenade. I'd like to see more people use this public promenade. Let these business owners know this is not a private promenade. This is not the Grove. This is not Disneyland. This is not Rodeo Drive. It's a public promenade, and you need to have more seating for people here on this public promenade. At night, they lock up all the chairs so homeless people won't sit on those chairs. They don't want to see poor people sitting in their seats. They want to make sure that it's only clients and mostly rich clients they would like to see. But we need to make this promenade more accessible. As we do, we need to make our beaches more accessible and make sure that people don't have to spend an arm and a leg to go to their public beaches. We have 800 miles of public beaches here in California, and mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. Why is that? That's not the way it has to be. We can keep working towards integrating our society, especially here along the coast. And if it's going to become hotter and hotter, as scientists say, then we're going to need to build more affordable housing next to our beaches. And we need to tell these business owners, we need to build more poor people housing around your businesses. This ain't gonna be Rodeo Drive. We need to make sure that we tell everybody, we need to take back these streets. Poor people need to have a place in society. You shouldn't have to struggle every day and try to figure out the tariff wars, whether you're going to sell or buy, or whether you're going to make enough money to survive every day just because of things like that, because of things that other people do. You shouldn't have to worry every day about whether you will be able to survive or not. Everybody should be able to survive even if they don't have any money here in the richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. How much does it cost to live? How much should you have to pay? How much should you have to earn to live for one more day? How much should it cost to live before your life has worth? And tell me, how hard should you have to struggle to survive in the richest, most powerful country on the face of the earth? How much does the rich man want? How much does he have to keep before he can say it's okay for poor people to sleep? How much do the greedy want for poor folks to eat? And tell me, when will we see the end of the days when human beings have to sleep in the streets? How much, how much, how much, how much, how much, how much? No, I did not. I did not sell out all my Bitcoin before it went below 100,000. I did not. I don't own any Bitcoin. I did not put money into the market this last week before everything started to go down, or take my money out and then buy again today. I did not. And I will not. I don't believe that human beings should have to struggle so much just to live in this country. I don't believe that you should have to worry every day about whether or not you made enough money to be able to live in this country, to be able to survive, that your value should be based on how much money you generated that day. I don't believe that every poor kid should have to worry about how their life is going to be because they're brought up poor. Here in this country, we're working towards a more perfect union. We're trying to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. No young person should have to worry about being born poor in this country the rest of their lives. They shouldn't have to worry about what their lives will become when they're poor in this country. They should be able to have a good education and enjoy life. We live in the richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. There's no reason for poor people to have to struggle. We can do better. There's a place called Finland. Every year it wins the happiest country contest. I don't know how they do all of the statistics for that, how they come to all the measurements. But if a country keeps saying we're happy, we're happy, we're happy, I guess there's something they're doing that makes them happy. So, and I don't think it's all generated on how much money they have. They're not the richest country in the whole wide world, but they are the happiest country, and we need to be promoting that. We need to make sure that our poor kids are having a good start, that they don't have to worry about becoming statistics in becoming incarcerated at certain ages, because most of the poor population of this area or that area become incarcerated or such. Children shouldn't have to be worried about being brought up poor in this country, or human beings, adults, shouldn't have to worry about surviving in this country when they're poor. We have too much. We shouldn't put that on them. This is the richest, most powerful country in the world. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. How you doing? Good to see you, Ivan. Doing all right?
I'm wondering, can you help me with $1 or $2?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I'm sorry it looks like you got hit. Huh?
Yeah, a couple of days ago I tried to avoid it, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm trying to go back to work and get my little room, my little puppy.
Mm-hmm.
I did a couple of things today. I just gotta get like the next few days or to next week, that's almost weekly status. So slow motion, but after 2 we should go a little more faster.
Okay. You got in touch with the people concerned?
I met people, but I'm missing the other one. The other one is OCC or something. I don't know if it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Oh,
Okay.
that one. That's the
Yeah.
one. No, well, I've been there for a minute, so I'm good right there.
Okay.
Yeah, to further know, even though I'm gonna come back, I'm trying to go to Chrysler. I'm trying to work at Chrysler for now. Pero like I said, slow motion. I'm working on my social. I have my E, and I'm waiting on my interview, and I need clothes, and they give my food stamps. So I'm just.
Well, I hope they're helping you. I hope you're on the right track. I hope things get better. Good to see you.
Thank you,
Good
Jenner.
to see
Have a
you.
great night. Get home safe.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right.
Be safe.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you get a good night's
All
sleep.
right, I will, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace. Hey, how you doing, Neil? Good to see you. Peace. Everything going all right? Y'all going to the show? You play any more basketball? I hurt my foot, but
When you
we'll
get
do
better,
it.
I'll have my second lesson.
All right, sounds good. You have a great night, Neil. Good to see you. Peace. That's right. We should make it easier for everybody to survive in this country, not just the rich and the powerful. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy, We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. How much should it cost to live? How much do you have to pay? How much should you have to earn to live for one more day? How much does it cost to live before your life has worth? And tell me, how hard should you have to struggle to survive? How hard should you have to struggle to survive in the richest, most powerful, most abundant country on the face of the earth? How much does the rich man want? How much does he have to keep before he can say it's okay for poor people to sleep? How much do the greedy want for poor folks to eat? And tell me, when will we see the end of the days? When will we see the end of the days? When human beings have to sleep in the streets? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much? That's right. How much does it cost to live in the US of A? How much should a person have to earn every day? How much should you have to generate just to survive in this country? Does a person's life have value if they're not generating income? I believe it does. I believe everybody's life has value. Every human being has value, whether or not you are generating income or not. And we need to make it easier for everybody to survive. And for everybody to explore their journey, to everybody to work towards their own chart their own course. Make their own perfect union. Keep working towards their own more perfect union. Towards their own tranquility. Brush off your shoes and stand before the mirror. Grab your coat and laugh. You gotta laugh at that one. Ooh-wee. Wild nights are calling. I'll look at that again. Excuse me if I don't take it seriously. I thought there was a party going on. And there was dancing and singing and ringing the bells and lovers rolling around on the lawn. But then a bright light. Sometimes you want to start in the same key you're playing in. Excuse me if I don't take it seriously. I thought there was a party going on. And there was dancing and singing and ringing the bells and lovers rolling around on the lawn. But then I woke up, and what did I see? A bunch of sad sack faces all staring at me, saying, get to work, boy, ain't nothing for free. Hey, where's my party going on? Excuse me, but don't take it seriously. I thought there was a party right round here. And there was jumping and bumping and playing guitars and people drinking lots of beer. But then I came to, and what did I see? A bunch of sad sack faces all staring at me, saying, we ain't having no fun, boy, why should you be? Hey, where's my party going on? Sometimes I think maybe they're alright. I should work all day and sleep all night. But I get so tired right around the morning light. Excuse me, but don't take it seriously. I thought there was a party going on. And there was laughing and playing little guitars and everybody going till dawn. But then I walked through the fog, and what did I see? A big old dude with a badge shining his light down on me, saying, the party's over, boy, someplace you want to be. Hey, where's my party going on? Sometimes I think maybe they're alright. I should sleep all day and work all night. I think it's the other way around. Some people say I should get right. I should work all day and sleep all night. But I get so tired right around the morning light. Woo! Excuse me if I don't take it seriously. I thought there was a party going on. And there was dancing and singing and ringing the bells and everybody going till dawn. But then I walked through the fog, and what did I see? A big old bony-fingered dude pointing down at me, saying, the party's over, boy, now time to come with me. Hey, where's my party going on? I said, the party's over, now time to come with me. Hey, where's my party going on? I said, the party's over, now time to come with me. Hey, where's my party going on? Woo! How you doing?
Hanging in there. You gonna be here for a minute? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to be here for a minute. You
go pee.
you need anything?
I gotta go pee.
You need any?
I'll be back.
All right.
If you're here. Thanks.
Okay, I'll be here for a little bit longer.
Long enough for me to go pee.
Huh? Yeah, long enough. Yeah, long enough for that. Yeah, I do believe. Well, this is always a good one when my mind isn't working. When my mind isn't working, it's good to have a love song. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I give you my heart. I love you, and you alone were meant for me. Please give your loving heart to me, and say we'll never part. I think of you every morning, dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely whenever you're inside. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I give you my heart. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I give you my heart. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. I love you, and you alone were meant for me. Please give your love and heart to me, and say we'll never part. I think of you every morning, dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely whenever you're inside. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I give you my heart. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are. I hope your troubles are few. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You fly down the street on a chance that you meet, and you meet not merely by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've had a love of my own. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You fly down the street on a chance that you meet, and you meet not merely by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like you. I've had a love of my It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. It's very clear. Our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just just be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here, it's very clear. Our love is here to stay. I don't think that's the best ending for that song. Love me tender, love me sweet. All my dreams fulfill. Love me tender, love me true, never let me go. Oh my darling, I love you. Take 3. Love me tender, love me sweet, all my dreams fulfill. You have made my life complete, and you always will. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. Oh my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for that is where I belong, and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. Oh my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me that you're mine. I'll be yours throughout the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. Oh my darling, I love you, and I always will. I could teach the world how to smile, I could be happy all of the while. I could change gray skies to blue if I had you. I could leave the old world behind, leave all my pals, I'd never mind. There's nothing I could not do if I had you. I could climb the tallest mountain, swim the ocean deep and wide. I could cross the burning desert if I had you by my side. I could be a king, dear, uncrowned, humble or poor, rich or renowned. There's nothing I could not do if I had you. I could be a king, dear, uncrowned, humble or poor, rich or renowned. There's nothing I could not do if I had you. I could be a king, dear, uncrowned, humble or poor, rich or renowned. There's nothing I could not do if I had you. There's nothing I could not do if I had you. I love her when I'm near you, and I hear you speak my name softly in my ear. You breathe the flame. Love it when we're dancing, keep on glancing in my eyes till love's on entrancing music dies. All of my future is in you, your every plan I design, so that you'll always continue to be mine. Lover, please be tender when your tender fears depart. Lover, I surrender to my heart. Lover, when we're dancing, keep on glancing in my eyes till love's on entrancing music dies. They say the devil is in you, and to resist you I try, but if you didn't continue, I would die. Lover, please be tender when your tender fears depart. Lover, I surrender to my heart. The evening trees, the evening breeze, the evening flees, the evening freeze, the evening breeze caress the trees tenderly. The trembling trees embrace the breeze tenderly. Then you and I came wandering by, and lost in a sigh were we. The shore was kissed by sea and mist tenderly. I can't forget how lovers met breathlessly. Your arms opened wide and wrapped me inside. You took my lips. You took my love so tenderly. She may be the face I can't forget, a trace of pleasure and regret, maybe my treasure and the price I have to pay. She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within the measure of a day. She may be the beauty or the beast, maybe the famine or the feast, may turn each day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dreams, a smile reflected in a stream. She may not be what she may seem inside her shell. Thank you, peace. She who always looks so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when she cries. She may be the love that cannot hope to last, may come to me from shadows in the past that I'll remember till the day I die. She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take the laughter and the tears and make them all my souvenirs. For where she goes, I've got to be. The reason for my life is she. She who always looks so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when she cries. She may be the love you cannot hope to last, may come to you from shadows in the past that I'll remember till the day I died. She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take the laughter and the tears and make them all my souvenirs. For where she goes, I've got to be. The reason for my life is she. Always looks so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when she cries. She may be the love that cannot hope to last, may come to you from shadows in the past that I remember till the day I died. She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take the laughter and the tears and make them all my souvenirs. Where she goes, I've got to be. The reason for my life is she. Well, there was a few chords in there that just didn't. Sometimes the brain just doesn't. If I could take you to be with me and hug and kiss till you feel free. Oh, I would, you know I would. If I could, you know I would. If I could heal the hurt you've had and shield your heart from all that's bad. Oh, I would, you know I would. If I could, you know I would. But as it is, I'm just a man, getting through the best I can. And I've struggled neath the load, and I'm weary of this road, but I will carry through. If I can walk with you. If I could take you to the stars and hear you laughing up on Mars. Oh, I would, you know I would. If I could, you know I would. But as it is, I'm just a man, getting through the best I can. And I have failed at love before, and I am weary of this door. And I can see that closing door, and I can carry through. If I can walk with you. But as it is, I'm just a man, getting through the best I can. And I have failed at love before, and I can see that closing door, but I will carry through. If I can walk with you. You know, sometimes it just just let me hear some of that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it, it's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it, gotta be rock and roll music. If you wanna dance with me, if you wanna dance with me, I got no kick against the modern jazz. unless they try to play it too darn fast. Lose the beauty of the melody until it sounded like a symphony. That's why I call my that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it, it's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it, gotta be rock and roll music. If you wanna dance with me, if you wanna dance with me, I took my lover over across the tracks, and my man a wailing on the sax. I must admit there was a rockin' band, and they was blowing like a hurricane. They was playing that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it, it's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it, gotta be rock and roll music. If you wanna dance with me, if you wanna dance with me, if you wanna dance with me. I don't know. Oh, yeah, huh? Hoodles? Hoodles? She was just 39, same age as mine, and the way she looked was way beyond compare. Well, I'll never dance with another, ooh, when I saw her standing there. And when she looked at me, and I could see that before too long I'd fall in love with her. Well, I'll never dance with another, ooh, when I saw her standing there. Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in mine. Well, we danced through the night, and we held each other tight, and before too long I'd fall in love with her. Well, I'll never dance with another, ooh, when I saw her standing there. Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in mine. Well, we danced through the night, and we held each other tight, and before too long I'd fall in love with her. Well, I'll never dance with another, ooh, when I saw her standing there. When I saw her standing there. When I saw her standing there. Whew. You know, some nights it's just like that. Some nights you just, everything you touch is going to turn to gold, and sometimes everything you touch turns to something else. With a song in my heart, I behold your adorable face, just a song at the start, but it soon is a hymn to your grace. When the music swells, I'm holding your hand. It tells me you're standing near, and with the sound of your voice, heaven opens its portals to me. Can I help but rejoice that a love such as ours came to be? Yet I always knew I would live life through with a song in my heart for you. yeah, she's doing all right. How you doing, Dorian? Doing okay? Need anything? How about you? You don't need anything, Rick? Doing okay? People treating you all right? Huh? People treating you all right?
Yeah.
Good to hear it. Rick, I've got a 5 and I got a 1 there.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Let's see. Oh, I have some here too. Yeah. Can I give you some? Huh? I already gave her. You sure? So everything's going all right? People treating you okay?
Lynn retired, right?
Yeah.
So I'm humor.
She was going to come Monday, but I wasn't feeling well, and I decided to watch that. I decided to watch that national basketball championship game. That was a great game. Enjoyed it. But I guess I should have been practicing my guitar instead. I'd like to play a few more notes right now and again. Sometimes I do, but I don't let it stop me.
What do you have on your
Just a deep buzzer.
Oh,
Takes the buzz out.
that did
A D buzzer. It's on the D, and it's a buzz, and now it has no. Let's see. Not too bad. Not too much buzz. And then I get buzz from my speaker now and again. And you live with life's little imperfections. That's part of life. That's part of the beauty of life. I heard the birds at the break of day. Start again, I heard them seem to say. Don't dwell on what has come before, or what is yet to be. Oh, the wars, they will be fought again. And the holy dove, she will be bought again. Bought and sold and bought again. That dove is never free. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how light comes through. I think there's a lot of light coming through this song. There's a crack in this. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light comes in. better play one of my songs. Hopefully I know one of mine. Jessie rose to see the morning sun through her eyes of tears and red. Jessie sees that it's a lovely day. I can't see outside my head, but Jessie knows about tomorrow. Jessie sees the future clear. Jessie knows in just another day I'll be gone, she'll be here. Jessie takes me through the afternoon, then she leads me into the night, and she listens as I play my tune. When there's nothing, she's alright. Jessie carries all my sorrows. Jessie shares with me my joys. Jessie knows I'm gonna run away, 'cause she's my home and I'm her troubled boy. And Jessie flies with sun each morning. She hears me howl the moon each night. She jumps into my bed without a warning. She wraps me in her love and holds me tight. Jessie says we're gonna sail away to an island in the sea. And she says it's okay, but my life's a mystery. Jessie knows about tomorrow. Jessie sees the future clear. Jessie knows in just another day I'll be gone and she'll be here. And Jessie flies with sun each morning. She hears me howl at the moon each night. She jumps into my head without a warning. She wraps me in her love and holds me tight. Jessie says we're gonna sail away to an island in the sea. And I tell her that that sounds okay, but my life's a mystery. Jessie knows about tomorrow. Jessie sees the future clear. Jessie knows in just another day I'll be gone and she'll be here. Jessie knows. Oh, sweet Jessie Rose. Well, I wish you would have come on a more auspicious evening, but I'm glad to see you. I had some stuff to say earlier, and then I tried to play some love songs, and my head was discombobulated at best. Discombobulated at best. That will be my memoir. Discombobulated at best.
They closed the bathroom early.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Peace and love. Peace and love. What?
They closed the fucking restroom early tonight.
They closed the restroom early again? What time was it?
Well, when I went to go pee, it was like 1:45 or whatever. And it was already fucking finished. And I got the other stuff too, so...
Santa Monica, you gotta keep your restrooms open during the restroom hours. Help these people that are dealing with homelessness. We gotta keep working towards a better day. I know I played past my time, past my prime. I'll be back out on Friday, and hopefully it'll be a better day, and we'll keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity, health care for all, housing the homeless, common sense gun laws, good public education. We can do great things in this country. They have been done before. And let's do them again. Let's make sure that we can stand up for the rights of human beings. Thank you, you too. Good to see you, Rick. Peace. There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why can't my dream come true? Oh why? There must be peace and understanding somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope shines down on everyone, tell me why, oh why won't that sun appear? We're lost in a cloud with too much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a beckoning candle. And while I can think, while I can talk, while I can stand, while I can walk, while I can dream, feeling my dream come true right now, right now. Peace and love. See you Friday, maybe.